exploring the multiverse of pop culture.
This is Podcasserole,
An Adam and JP show.
Well, hey there. Welcome to Podcasserole, an Adam and JP show. I'm Jay Patrick. Adam is not here right now because we're on vacation. We're taking a break. This is another one of our best of shows. And tonight, or today, depending upon the time of day that you listen to this, we're going back to December 4th, 2015. This says it was uploaded at 11:51 a.m., which means we probably recorded at about 9 o'clock that morning. Here is the synopsis for episode number 129, Berenstain Baking with the Brady Bunch is the name of this episode. I got to tell you, I think our title game used to be stronger than it is now. Here's the description. A trailer for Captain America Civil War, a new teaser for Batman v Superman, Jessica Jones, and cooking bacon without a shirt. Ellipsis. Just some of what you have to look forward to in this week's AJP. Gamers Corner, new releases, and Shaq-FU 2. So I guess new releases, and then we also talk about Shaq-FU 2. Plus, Adam reviews Creed, The Real Problem with the Brady Bunch, Star Wars Thoughts, and the Berenstain Bear Multiverse. So, Friday, December 4th, this would be before The Force Awakens came out. So, when we say Star Wars Thoughts, we got to be talking about the forthcoming Star Wars reboot, sequel, The Force Awakens. That at this point in time, we've just traveled back. We jumped in the DeLorean and went back to December 4th, 2015. At this point in time, kids, there's no Force Awakens. There's no Last Jedi. Donald Trump isn't president. It's a vastly different world we live in December of 2015. Here is episode number 129 of Podcasserole. I think then it was still called the Adam and JP show.
Are you ready to rock?
Initialize sequence.
What is this, some kind of sick practical joke?
I bet that pizza tastes good.
This is where the world of pop culture and talk
collide.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
I'm a little bit frightened of you, and I like the feeling.
This is the Adam and JP show.
Adam and JP show.
Groovy.
I love geeks.
I had beef with that teaser.
What was your beef with it?
So all kinds of little small things. Whenever Batman is in full Batman gear, which looks amazing, pretty cool looking, but his eyes are clearly blacked out. Takes the mask off, and Ben Affleck has zero eye black on.
Oh, it's like it's like Batman Returns.
It's terrible.
When Michael Keaton goes to rip the mask off, his latex mask.
Yeah.
And you can see that right before they do the shot, and you can see there's no black under his eyes.
Yeah.
Through the mask.
It's bad. I mean, it clearly has the blackout mask, on his eyes there.
That's true.
Takes the mask off, he's got nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing at all.
How did he get strung up? Batman, first of all, Batman wouldn't allow himself to get caught like that.
You're mad about this, aren't you? These are not your characters.
Did Batman know that cave existed? That he would not allow himself to get caught.
You see, that's the logic problem with Batman. All Batman fans say that. I don't think Batman's that smart.
He's pretty smart.
Pretty smart. He's the world's greatest detective. He's still a detective.
That's true.
Tell me the smartest detective you know. There you go.
I don't think I know any. I don't know one detective.
Me either. We're living the wrong kind of life.
I would like to know a detective.
Any detectives, let me know.
If you're a detective, reach out to us.
Do you consider yourself the world's greatest? Is the question.
That's true.
Yeah.
We have so much to talk about this week.
Quite a bit.
And we're back.
Yay. I didn't even know that was a good transition. I had my headphones off. I'm drinking some water. Next thing I know, we're recording a podcast.
Well, we started talking about that little 2-minute Superman clip.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad because, tonight is the night the actual trailer debuts on Jimmy Kimmel. And we won't be able to talk about it yet.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
But now we know we'll have something to talk about next week.
That's true.
We're going to talk about Creed.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Creed?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
I had tears in my beard. It's my country song.
There's a tear in my beard.
It's funny because I'll say more about it later, but I joked about it. I went with my girlfriend to see the movie. Joked about it beforehand. Like, I may get kind of emotional during this. I actually did.
You wept?
Well, wept is a strong word.
Single tear. Single tear.
A few single tears. I guess it's no longer a single tear.
Yeah.
It was intense, man.
You shed some tears.
Yeah. It was intense.
Does Rocky die?
I'm not going to tell you. I will not. I'm not going to.
Let's just spoil Creed.
No, I will not spoil it for you. You deserve to give it to yourself to go see that movie. Go do it.
Well, there was a Civil War trailer that came out last week,
right.
which you don't like that either. You didn't like that trailer either.
Not feeling that so much. I think I'm the only person in the world. I've had non-comic fans, knowing that I'm a comic fan, come to me like, "Aren't you excited for Civil War?" I'm like, "I was before yesterday."
Before I saw the trailer.
You want to go into that now or later on?
Let's talk about that now.
Okay.
That was the big it's like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah.
The official trailer 1 for Civil War.
Once again, it looks well done. If I had no idea what the Civil War storyline was about, I'd probably enjoy it. But I had expectations that it was going to be that story from the comics. And what it seems now is just, sharing the actual title, the name of it. Besides that, it seems like the similarities have stopped. Besides that.
So in the comics, and it's been a few years since I read Civil War, so if I get something wrong, please feel free to correct me. Because it is your favorite comic story ever.
Yeah, it is.
There is an explosion in a building somewhere in the Northeast, around Boston, Baltimore, something like that.
Yeah, one of those.
And several people get killed.
Right.
And it was the result of part of the Avengers,
right,
or the West Coast Avengers, a team of heroes trying to stop a supervillain terrorist. Do you remember the name of the supervillain?
That wasn't Crossbones, was it?
No, it wasn't Crossbones.
Because they showed him on the set, and that got people confused about it. I forgot who it actually was. It was kind of a no-name guy because he was gone after that.
Right.
Yeah.
But basically, this is the straw that breaks the camel's back as far as public opinion about heroes and the government. So they want to initiate the Mutant Registration Act.
Right.
But it's not called the Mutant Registration Act.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Is it?
No mutants. I mean, it's all people with powers.
Yeah.
I forget the actual name.
The Empowered People Registration.
Yeah, that's it.
Regardless. So everyone who has powers needs to sign. We need to know who you are. We need to always know where you are.
It's about registration.
Right. And we need to know what your secret identity is. Well, that's the first problem with Civil War and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is we all already know who all the heroes are.
Right, yeah.
No one has a secret identity,
The fact, I mean, the main leading the front for the, keeping the secret identities would be Captain America.
Right.
And, of course, everyone, since the first Captain America movie, know what he looks like, his real name, his story, his history.
Right. There's the Steve Rogers exhibit in the Smithsonian Institute.
Right, yeah. That's a problem.
So they, going in, that's not going to be part of it.
Right.
And it looks like that Winter Soldier or Bucky Barnes is the catalyst. According, that's the way they make it look in the trailer.
Yeah.
Could be something different. But it seems like whatever the bad guy's name is, we can't remember. Now he's been replaced with Winter Soldier, but he's not really a bad guy.
Right.
But Thunderbolt Ross is back.
Yes, he is.
Which is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
That they actually went back to the Hulk movie they don't talk about.
Right.
Grabbed Thunderbolt Ross
and
brought him into this one.
So they've got to have Hulk back for something.
I think there's got to be. Yeah, you can have Thunderbolt Ross without having Hulk.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. I mean, it didn't. Like, I didn't have an emotional reaction. Like,
no, it didn't blow me away like I expected to be blown away by it.
Yeah.
And I watched it, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. That's how I was. I was like, that looks good. That looks really good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, oh my, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I did like the line, he's my friend, Tony. So was I.
Yeah.
I did like that line.
Yeah.
That was
I had a much bigger reaction watching the Suicide Squad trailer for the first time, I did.
I can see that.
I did.
I can see that.
It's all about a big reveal. Trailers now have to have that big reveal somewhere in there.
But you know what I like is I really didn't have a huge emotional reaction when seeing the Civil War trailer, but I did when I saw Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll really enjoy Civil War.
It's possible. Yeah. I think the whole time I was anticipating A, the actual storyline I know and love to be shown, and B, like a glimpse, even for a second that I could pause and look at for 10 minutes of Spider-Man.
Yeah, and
that wasn't there. And
they're keeping
those were two problems I had there.
Black Panther was in there.
Right, yeah.
You got some nice shots of
Have
Black
you seen
Panther.
the hoopla about him on the cover of Entertainment Weekly now?
I know that he was going to be on that. I don't know what the
So
hoopla is.
that was released today. The actual, it's going to release later on, but the actual cover was released online today for Entertainment Weekly, and they have Captain America on one side, Iron Man on the other, and kind of in the near background, in the middle, is Black Panther, and he has a little small blurb above his head that just says meow. And so everyone's up in arms about this because, a lot of people take the Black Panther character very seriously.
Yeah.
And especially being, the first African-American hero on the screen, having his own movie coming out soon.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to a lot of people. And the fact that they kind of made a joke about it, on the cover of EW. People were up in arms about it.
I'm sure EW made the joke, not.
I mean, it's on their cover. It's on.
Yeah. So it wasn't like Marvel was like, this is what you need to do with this character.
Right.
We need him to say meow.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to find this here because they wrote a little blurb about the description of him, and they describe him to a housewife. Let me see here. Give me one. Yeah, it's because he said he has the. I don't want to mess it up. Let me find it.
They compare Black Panther to.
Yeah.
They call him a housewife?
Let's see. Here it is.
Wouldn't that be the Vision? If you're going to have a housewife in the Avengers, wouldn't it be the Vision?
Well, I think it's with the Real Housewives kind of thing.
Oh.
Let me find it. Here it is.
Can we have some Entertainment Weekly music?
Yeah, let's find that.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
So here, Entertainment Weekly in the Oscar ring, blah, 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 blah. First look, Captain America Civil War. Like I said, you have Captain America on the left side. In the middle, you have Black Panther. And on the right side, you have Iron Man, all unmasked except for Black Panther, of course. And in the small little blurb on the side, it says, the biggest Marvel movie yet introduces Black Panther in big bold letters. He's tall, powerful, and has claws that a real housewife would envy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man.
But look at that cover. That's the cover that everyone's pissed about. I mean, the internet community is a buzz about that because they're so cool and serious and cocky and awesome, and he's back there kind of being made a joke of. Weird, huh? Yeah.
That's not cool.
Not cool. Meow.
'Cause I like Black Panther.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, because see, this movie is going to be so busy because we got to meet Black Panther,
right,
and he get established,
right.
We have to further the Black Panther story.
Yeah,
I think we've already met Black Panther,
right? Yeah.
And then we've got to meet Spider-Man. We got to meet Peter Parker and get his story established.
We got Thunderbolt Ross coming back after almost a 10-year hiatus. What's he been doing? Where's Betty? Where is Betty?
I would like to know. What if Betty and Thunderbolt are in Civil War but no Hulk?
There has to be some mention of Betty.
What would you rather see? Would you rather see Hulk in Civil War? Or would you, I know you would because it comes out first.
Yeah.
Or do you think it would be more appropriate to save him for Thor Ragnarok?
Ooh. Yeah, Civil War for sure.
Civil War?
Even if Civil War were after Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I think that will be rough. I was not a fan of Thor 2. The Dark World. Wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah, I think I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was. I would say by far my least favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Yeah, mine too.
I can't think of one that I like less than that.
Yeah, you like Captain America more than that.
I do.
The first Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just. I think it just
that was tough to get through.
Well, they had to bring in Joss Whedon came in
to
do some work on that, hoping that he could straighten it out.
Really?
It's not a bad movie.
Right. Yeah.
There's yet to be a bad Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
True.
But it's the closest.
Yeah.
It's the closest.
That was tough. It was.
But I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I had expectations that weren't met. It could be good in a totally different way. Much like Creed, we'll talk about in a bit. I didn't have any hope whatsoever for it. And maybe that's what you said with Guardians of the Galaxy compared to Age of Ultron. You hyped Age of Ultron up, didn't like it so much, had no idea what to expect going into Guardians, and you loved it. Mm-hmm. That's possible.
Yeah. You definitely have to curb your expectations.
So it makes you wonder about Star Wars Episode 7. We've been hyped for decades now on this. That's kind of scary.
This is going to sound very lame,
yeah,
but this is absolutely true.
Uh-huh.
There is a friend of a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. So 2 degrees.
Okay. A
friend of a friend.
That's not far at all.
Not a friend of a guy who knows somebody.
Yeah.
A friend of a friend.
That's
just 2 people.
That's doable.
Who has seen about 75% of The Force Awakens.
Are you serious?
And he told my friend, wow, it sounds like I'm making it up, but it's
no, I'm with you still.
He told my friend that because he works in the movie business, so he works on the lot at 20th Century Fox or Disney, and he's seen it and said that it is the best Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kevin Smith, take it for what you want. He shed tears when he saw it. Didn't he see parts or clips of it, or he was on set while filming? And we've only heard good things.
He said what this movie will do 2 things.
Yeah.
It will introduce it will show the generation that kind of grew up watching episodes 1 through 3 how magical the Star Wars movies actually can be when seen in the theater for the first time and all this and done properly. and it will bring anyone who was ever a Star Wars fan in their youth and kind of swayed away and aren't, like big Star Wars fans like us or whatever, just kind of saw it. It will make them uber Star Wars fans.
Really?
So
Really?
could just be hype.
It was kind of recent, but have we spoken of what George Lucas said about why he's done with Star Wars and what they...
Oh, yeah, we talked about it on the last show.
I'm sure we talked about that.
It was more than spaceships.
Yeah.
And then, I relate.
That's what it was, yeah.
I relate to Greedo. No. Jar Jar. I relate to Jar Jar.
I'm curious. I'm so curious what's going to happen. What, 3 weeks? We have 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Wow.
The Force shall awaken.
It shall.
If you're not aware, there's a Star Wars movie coming out.
Yeah, weird, huh? I'm so impressed by
you might have noticed.
By their secrecy. I'm very impressed in today's day and age.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And
like, I don't know if you want to find out, if you can find out. I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking for it, but I don't even know if you want to find it, if you can find out what happens.
Yeah. It's very rare I don't know the story of a movie before I see it.
Yeah.
Months before I see it. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know if that's the people being involved with it have such a, respect and just love for that. They don't want to speak about it, but that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
A script page gets leaked, characters talk, actors talk, but here it's all good.
I'm actually enjoying the saturation of Star Wars commercials.
Oh, me
on
too.
television,
People are mad about it, and I'm fine walking into my local grocery store and seeing Star Wars first off. It's Star Wars everything.
Me and my wife, we buy a Christmas ornament every year.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of update. We buy one ornament each. So now now we have like lots of ornaments, but it's kind of cool to watch it grow. This year, my ornament, BB-8.
Nice. I got R2. Nice.
R2's on my. I already had R2.
Nice.
So R2 and BB-8 are on the tree.
Nice.
Along with the Joker.
I think they're referring to BB-8 as a girl this time around, right? Or not this time around, but in general. I keep hearing her referred to as a she or a her.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice,
I wasn't aware.
Which I'm not sure why. I mean, R2 is a guy. They say he. All the
Is
time.
he?
Right. He's always referred to as he.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see calling C-3PO he because he kind of looks like a guy.
And he has a male voice.
Yeah.
R2-D2 has nothing.
Has nothing.
But they always refer to him as he. But I think BB-8 is referred to as a she or a her.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know how or why they. I don't know.
How they know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's owner's choice.
So curious.
Like
I feel like
if Luke wanted R2 to be a girl, R2 could have been a girl.
It's possible, yeah.
I don't think you can sex a droid. Well, I mean, you can try.
You haven't lived.
So you started watching Jessica Jones.
Right, yeah.
And your initial thoughts. Here we are. It's been out for a couple of weeks now.
It's a couple of weeks? I think it's just a few days. I think less than a week.
No, it's a couple of weeks.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really? Already?
Uh-huh.
Wow, I feel like it's been a few days.
And it's been out for 2 weeks.
My life is a blur.
And you've seen 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen 30 minutes.
Of the first episode.
Yeah.
Which tells me maybe you're not into Jessica Jones.
Not feeling it.
Yeah.
I'll give it. I'm not giving up on it. I just the first 30 minutes are kind of meh.
It's the
Daredevil. The first 30 minutes had me.
Yeah.
There's a difference there. I mean, it needs to grip you. Not just me, but everyone needs to be entertained in the first 30 minutes. So far, I'm not entertained in the least.
Yeah.
It will happen, I'm sure, but not yet. That's a problem.
It's clearly the most adult Marvel series or
slightly depressing.
Movie.
No happiness yet. A lot of sex.
See, that's the thing. It's very dark.
Yeah.
Because it's the themes of it's a rape survivor who is suffering, trauma from being raped over the span of 6 months or whatever. That's Jessica Jones. That's who she is. And so that, I kind of had that feeling too. Like once you understand that, then you digest it better. But initially, I'm just like, why is she so emo? Why?
Yeah. Why
is she just always frowning?
Yeah, that's what I feel so far. I feel depressed watching the show.
It's very depressing.
Yeah.
But then once you get into the story and you're like, okay. And then once the Purple Man really starts showing up, David Tennant, he's just awesome in that series.
Really?
Yeah. That's my favorite thing he's done since Doctor Who. Maybe I like him as the Purple Man more than the Doctor.
Really?
I know you shouldn't say that.
You can say that.
But he's just awesome as Kilgrave in that series. And that whole story, once he gets going and doing his thing, there's some great television.
Does he keep a British accent or does he Americanize it?
No, he has a British accent.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'll check it.
Awesome.
I'm gonna finish. At least continue it.
But if you haven't watched it and you're thinking, hey, I'll let my kids watch it because it's Marvel, don't.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Yeah, it is. I understand what they were trying to do. I think they approached Jessica Jones and they kind of did it with Daredevil, but they take it to another level with Jessica Jones. And I think Marvel was like, what can we do that's so different that maybe we can do something that doesn't appeal to just comic book fans?
I guess so, yeah.
And so if we did a gritty drama, almost like a noir, it almost has like that kind of noir feeling to it. If we do that, then who can we get on board that can become a fan of this series, and maybe that's the only thing they watch. And now we add more to our legion of fans.
Yeah, it's a safer, well, maybe not safer, but a better blend idea. I mean, your average comic fan doesn't know the Jessica Jones backstory.
Yes.
So someone could sit down that's a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, sits down with a person who's never read one page of a comic in their life, and both go into this show totally oblivious to what the character's about. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing, a good stepping stone. 'Cause it's not so fun from a non-comic fan perspective to be watching these shows and movies with someone who knows a lot about the backstories. You feel like you're missing out.
That's true.
Jessica Jones, you're both at square one on day one. Good or bad.
It's hard to believe that Jessica Jones is the same universe as the Avengers.
And Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah, Rocket. Yeah.
When I think of that, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
like yeah.
Jessica Jones and Rocket Raccoon exist in the same world.
When Luke Cage and Jessica Jones were having crazy, rough, Hell's Kitchen sex.
Yeah.
Rocky Raccoon somewhere, talking to a big tree.
That's true. That is true. Is that going to be the implosion? No, it's not. Because they do such a nice job of always walking that line.
Yeah.
Where they'll reference, in Jessica Jones, they reference Captain America.
Yeah.
They reference but she calls him the Boy Scout. I think that's what she calls him.
Yeah.
Or the flag waver. That's what it is. The flag waver. And they reference the Hulk as the big green guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's references. I mean, so clearly, and they even reference the attack on New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So much like Daredevil.
Yeah.
That was kind of a backdrop. That was the backdrop of Daredevil.
And she never mentions Daredevil at all? No Matt Murdock?
No, but...
Which is odd. Because
do you want to know?
Is it a spoiler of any kind?
It's not really a spoiler.
Yeah. If it's a borderline, let's not do it.
It's not. I can just tell you this.
Okay.
Night Nurse shows up.
Okay. I figured as much.
In the last episode or next to last episode.
I figured as much.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson.
I thought the very first time we see Luke Cage in the window with some, butt-naked woman, I thought that was her. For a few seconds, I thought that was her.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
And they have scenes together. Well, not those scenes. I hope I'm not spoiling it for you.
It's all good.
There's no scenes like that, but they do meet. But she is the only... But she does say, hey, I've got a friend who deals with this kind of stuff. Do you want me to call him? His name's Daredevil. No, she didn't say that. But Jessica Jones was like, well, no, because if he's empowered and Kilgrave can control him, then he'll just be dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's a cool idea for a TV show. I never thought that's the route they would go with Jessica Jones, and especially the whole Kilgrave storyline.
With this being done now and you finish the whole series, are you more or less excited about a Luke Cage series?
Oh, I can't wait for Luke Cage.
Really?
Yeah. Because I really liked Luke Cage in that. I mean,
do they show his powers at least? I mean,
yes.
Okay, that's good. Right now, he's like just a sex machine. That's all I've seen him be.
Well, you've only watched 30 minutes. And that didn't grab you in the first 30 minutes?
The Luke Cage sex machine.
Were you like, I was like, the first scene like that, I'm like, wow. This isn't Marvel at all.
Yeah, when he turned her over, I was like, okay.
But
exactly.
That's
yeah.
That's kind of, that kind of happened in the comics. That was a direct reference to the comic books. So you should have known. Yeah. I guess we should have known what to expect when they said we're going to do Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you think so?
It would be something along those lines. But I recommend it.
I wonder if this is
it's still not my favorite.
I just wonder if it's like a teaser to kind of test the waters to see how far they can go with these next Netflix series. I mean, will Daredevil season 2 be even more like that? I mean, with Punisher coming in, it could easily do that. Punisher needs to be that kind of show. Not his own show, but on the show he's on. He needs to be a little more gritty like that.
I think you will see a little more grit in Daredevil.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is hard to... Because Daredevil was... I was trying to get my wife to watch Daredevil, So it's like, just let me show you this one. And I showed her the fight sequence from the second episode.
Best of all.
And I think she's going to give it a chance.
That's impressive. Just like all kind of like choreography, a shooting standpoint. It's just really impressive to watch.
And if she's still not hooked, then I'm going to show her the decapitation scene with Vincent D'Onofrio.
You can show all the highlights.
Yeah. Just let me show you the highlights of Daredevil.
Of each episode, give her the highlight and she'll have to watch it.
That's true, because in showing her that, I explained what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this kid, and he gets kidnapped at the end of episode 1. So I set the plate for just that one scene at the very end of episode 2.
Uh-huh.
I said, this is Rosario Dawson, and she's a nurse, and but I think you will see with Jessica Jones now does open the door for them to get a little more gritty, if they can.
Yeah, I mean, how much more?
Unless you're just going to put graphic sex in it, like Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess they might, because that wasn't in Daredevil. But it's really weird because Marvel's like, okay, we'll show this, but there can never be nudity.
Right. But very, very, very heavily implied everything.
Yes.
You just can't
everything.
See it. It's almost like
you just wait.
It's almost like softcore. I mean, yeah.
It's almost like Marvel's Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
It is Marvel's Red Shoe Diaries.
That makes so much more sense now. Caller, you're on the air.
Wait, that was Red Shoe Diaries?
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Was that Midnight Caller with Gary Cole? Do you remember that show?
No.
Oh, it was great. Gary Cole.
Yeah.
You know, from such films as Office Space.
Yeah.
The Brady Bunch movie.
Mm-hmm.
He is Talladega Nights.
Right, yeah.
He's an ex-cop who like got shot on duty or something and went through this whole traumatic thing. But now he's like a private investigator, but he's also a late night talk show host.
Wow.
And so people would call in with clues or something along those lines. But I remember when Midnight Caller was on, I really liked it.
Yeah. It was a show?
It was a show.
You know, when you said he was in the Brady Bunch, I forgot about him being Mike Brady in the Brady Bunch movie, remakes, whatevers. It just now hit me. Now I'm a huge Brady Bunch fan, the classic stuff. I just now realized that Mike Brady adopted all those girls. It's Marsha, Jan, and Cindy Brady. Like, yeah. I just now realized their last name is Brady as well, but they're not real Bradys.
Yeah, he adopted all 3.
What was their original last name?
Oh.
What happened to their father? Why was he such a bad man that new stepfather had to adopt them from their past life?
Well, I think it was they both died, right?
Is that what happened?
Wasn't that the premise? Like, he lost his wife.
Why would you?
Carol lost her husband.
That's terrible. Why would you, as a mother of 3 daughters, and your loving husband dies, why would you marry some new man and have him adopt your kids and take their last name? That's terrible.
What do you mean?
That's not a bad thing to you?
Like she would do that to him?
No, to her daughters.
Oh.
Yeah. Like for them to lose their father's last name.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I thought you were like, why would she do that to that poor man?
No. Why would
her 3 other girls?
To her daughters. You know, if they're happily married, her husband dies.
Yeah.
The 3 daughters are grieving, and she meets some guy off the street the next week after, marries Mike Brady, and demands her kids to take his last name. That's messed up.
That is messed up.
Wow.
It was the 70s, man.
That just now hit me that of course, it's the Brady Bunch. They're all Bradys, but they're not actually his daughters.
No.
The boys aren't her sons.
Yeah.
Clearly. But you never really think about those daughters at one time in their lives had a different last name. Everyone in the house is having a good time. Alice is making some cookies. They're all good. But those 3 daughters have seen some shit.
Yeah. Well, the sons have too. They lost their mom.
Yeah, but they kept their last name.
But yeah.
That's like bad things happen, then your identity's ripped out from under you too. That's a double whammy. Nobody can take that.
Mike Brady.
That's why Jan has all those problems.
That's true. She's a manic depressive.
Yeah. Huh.
That's why Marsha has image issues.
Yeah. That's true.
What's the third one's name? Cindy.
Yeah. You can just tell she's weird. Last name or not, she's weird.
Who is the weirdest boy?
Peter by far. He's my favorite though.
I think Greg was kind of weird.
No, Greg was cool and hip, man. But Peter had that awkward, just awkwardness.
Greg was not cool and hip.
No?
He wanted to be cool and hip and tried to pretend.
Greg was.
Don't you remember the one episode where Greg was he was in high school, so he changed the way his room was? Yeah. And there was like all the psychedelic stuff hanging from the ceiling, disco balls.
Yeah, he was a trendsetter.
Yeah, man, I'm hip now.
But Peter was trying to fit in and kind of awkward and stuff. You never really see Bobby too much. He's in his bedroom trying to find himself physically the whole time.
Yeah.
But Peter's the best by far.
I don't know. They were all kind of weird.
They were. But those poor girls, they just now hit me.
Yeah, they had to change their name.
Huh.
They had a hunch, and now they're the Brady Bunch.
Did you ever see the made-for-TV Brady Bunch movies? When they got older, there was quite a few of those.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think I did.
They were pretty rough.
They're almost as bad as the Mayberry made for TV
Ooh,
movies.
I think at one point Alice brought along one of her old boyfriends, and it's
What?
bad. Yeah, he lived with them for a bit. He was 60-ish. Because when Alice got old, I mean, she was old when the show happened.
Yeah.
And she got old later on. It was sad to watch.
So was she still dating the butcher?
No, what was his name?
I don't know.
Sam? Sam.
Yeah.
Sam died.
In the movie, Sam the Butcher was Tackleberry from the Police Academy movies.
Really?
Yeah. He was the actor that played Tackleberry from Police Academy.
I forgot about that. In my head, I know it's not him, but his face was the guy from Happy Days. He just died a few weeks ago. The diner owner. What's his name?
Oh, Al.
Yeah, Al.
What was his
in my
name?
head, in my memories, that was his face on Sam's face, but it was not Sam.
Yep.
Which, once again, back in Happy Days, that guy was old. That's a good life.
So, well, Pat Morita was kind of old in Happy Days, too.
That's true.
And then 20 years later, he was
Yeah.
the Karate Kid. Well, he was Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
15 years later.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that long.
That's true.
Look at me. It was only 15 years. It's not
So
that long.
what is the Happy Days was filmed in the 70s?
Before a live studio audience.
Was it in the mid 70s? If I had to guess,
Yes, it was a mid. Yes, so you can say Happy Days came around mid 70s,
but based in the mid 50s.
only 20 years
So
earlier.
that's like having a show right now based in 1995.
Exactly.
That wouldn't be that. I don't think it'd be that much different, right?
It doesn't seem like it would on the
Yeah.
surface, but go back and watch episodes of Friends.
To be fair, that 70s show began in the late 90s, which was 20 years prior.
That's
So
true.
that's like having that 90s show right now.
And that 70s show looked way different
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we stopped evolving as a culture
No.
and a society?
Like I said, go back and watch Friends.
Yeah.
Like
So-
the pleather and the big shoulders.
the
and
bangs and the, yeah.
yeah. Everybody had the Clooney cut.
Clooney cut.
I even had the Clooney cut.
Did you really?
I think I kept the Clooney cut longer than I should have.
Describe the Clooney cut.
You know, it's like the Caesar cut.
Like yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
The Caesar cut.
guys would kind of have the Clooney cut, but then they would just like wet their hair and pull it way down, almost to their nose.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was a weird time. The 90s were weird.
So I think that 90s, because they had that 80s show for about, 6 months? Maybe that long?
Did they do that 80s show?
Yeah, they had that 80s show.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I know this summer on CNN they're doing the 80s like they
Really?
did the 70s last year.
Really?
Kind of psyched about that.
Yeah.
But
But yes, those poor Brady girls.
those poor Brady
I'm going to look at
girls.
after the show is done recording tonight. I'm going to look up the history of those Brady girls.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Their father just died.
Like, their father died.
And so Miss Brady thinks it's a good idea to halfway, just the most important years of their growing lives, to change their identity and give them a new last name as the Bradys.
Well, maybe they loved him that much.
Mike?
Yeah.
They can't know him that much. They moved into him after they got married. How much would they know
We don't
him?
know how long they
It's
dated.
the 70s. They had no premarital sex.
Like-
They moved in later on.
Cindy could have been a 2-month-old by the time when they met.
So that could be her dad? Like, I mean.
No, it's not, no.
Well, not, I mean, well, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's true. Maybe that's why they were so close.
Possibly.
What if that's the big twist in the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
They're all his kids.
Ooh. That's good.
But then that adds that whole dimension, like when Marcia and Greg would kind of flirt.
Well,
Makes it creepy.
I mean, no spoilers here, but I mean, Luke and Leia.
That's true.
Call it what you want. There was a kiss.
There was a kiss.
He did give that old, hands behind the head thing after he got attacked by the Wampa.
That's true. But she only did it to prove a point.
Yeah. Say what you want. He had a thing for her. She may not have returned that, but he would have,
That's true. You think they ever talked about that later?
maybe.
How weird was that, huh?
You like that?
Now we know we're brother and sister. So is that evidence that they didn't have that whole thing planned out?
I take it as that.
It had to be.
I take it as that.
Because there's no way.
There's no mention whatsoever. They could have had at least some small clues and A New Hope. They had nothing at all.
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
You can't go back and do that. You can't change that.
That's
But
true.
if Lucas says he even had those prequels written before 4, 5, and 6, which I don't believe once again, then that story was already written.
I just watched, because I'm watching The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, season 1 of The Flash, I finally saw the episode with the Trickster.
Really? What
With
did you
Mark
think?
Hamill.
Yeah.
It was great.
Really?
That show was so good.
We got into
I'll
Gorilla
talk
Grodd
more
yet?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Gorilla Grodd. Yeah, I think that was the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's kind of been on, but then there was one episode where he was the focus of the episode. It's not bad.
So he's still cock knocker in that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because like the story of the Trickster is like this new Trickster shows up,
Uh-huh.
and Barry's adopted dad, played by Jesse Martin. Oh, what is it? West, which is a last name West.
Not like Wally West. Weird.
I know. That's what I'm like, so this is the Flash. His last name is West.
Weird.
So is there a parallel universe where he's the Flash?
Right.
And he's actually Wally West? I don't know.
Weird.
But so this new trickster shows up, and the detective explains that, oh no, he's not the first trickster. About 20 years ago, there was this guy that showed up in Central City that called himself the Trickster.
They explain that, huh?
And so when they show, of course, the Flash wasn't around then, but they show like news footage and pictures of him, and it's all from when Mark Hamill was on the old Flash.
Really?
As the Trickster.
Really?
And then when the new Trickster breaks into his evil lair, there's his old costume and all the stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do a nice job of, like Amanda Pays, who was in the, she was basically John Wesley Shipp's girlfriend in the old Flash, or Barry Allen's girlfriend in the old Flash. She plays a head of a competing laboratory. So she's in it. Of course, John Wesley Shipp is Barry Allen's dad in it. So, yeah. I'll talk more about the Flash coming up.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about Creed.
That's true.
And we got to do Gamers Corner.
That's true.
We have to talk about this Berenstain Bear theory that I texted you about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
That just blows my mind.
I forgot we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
This has been on my mind hardcore, and I've talked to everybody about it in my life.
Yeah.
For the past 2 weeks.
Me too.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but thank you for this.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy
I'm
too.
preaching the good Berenstain Bear word all day at work.
So did you say Berenstain Bear growing up, or did you say Berenstein or Berenstein?
I said Berenstain.
Berenstain. I said Berenstain
Right.
Bears. And I remember it being Berenstain
Everyone
Bears.
does. Everyone does.
Yeah, well, we're all time travelers. But we will do Gamers Corner.
Next.
Hello, Marvel Universe! The Earth Station MCU podcast is your home for all things related to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Join our debrief as we discuss Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, upcoming and past favorite Marvel movies, cosplay, comics history, toys, games, interviews, and all things MCU. Whether you're a hero or a villain, a new viewer, or have been reading comics since you were a kid, there's something for you on Earth Station MCU.
Grab your joystick.
This game is an atrocity.
It's time for Gamers Corner.
I think it'll make a person become insane.
Gamers Corner brought to you by Outer Limits Comics. Check out Outer Limits Comics in Franklin, Tennessee. If you're in the Nashville or Franklin area, this should be your comic shop. Go get your pull list at Outer Limits. You can also do Pokemon. What else? They do the other collectible card games.
Oh, yeah. I think actually still some, of course, Magic is happening.
Oh, yeah, the Magic
is the big,
tournament.
of course.
Yeah.
Like I said, those miniature, that X-Wing fighter game, the miniature figures, I want to play that so badly.
And I understand that like a huge official sanctioned card tournament is coming up at our Outer Limits. I heard through the grapevine that's happening, so I got to get some information about that.
The grapevine, huh?
The grapevine, not a grapevine, not a friend of a friend. I got this right from a friend.
Which is reliable.
That's true.
Friend from a friend is still reliable.
That's true.
I think you have about 3 degrees, and then the reliability goes away.
Yeah, it's not a friend of a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
It's just a friend of a friend.
That's not bad.
I got friends in low places.
True.
Here's Gamers Corner, and here's Adam.
Would you have some...
I think there's some rust. I think I detect some ring rust.
You think so?
I think I have the old ring rust. At least I don't have ringworm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah. So we have some new releases. Do you want to start from best to worst or worst to best?
Oh, you know I love to make fun of the Wii U games, so start with those.
Actually, you know what? I think the Wii U may have had no new releases this past week or two.
Surprise, surprise.
They may have had some indie titles, but nothing on the retail shelves worth talking about. So they have had 0. But we do have some PS4 exclusives, like Brunswick Pro Bowling. If you're a bowling fan, this is a good week to be alive.
I like to bowl.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I think I had a video bowling game once.
Did you? Oh, the Wii bowling is always
Wii
good.
bowling, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was on the Wii.
Yeah.
Not the Wii U.
No. Back in the PlayStation 1 days, I used to spend a lot of time and a lot of hours on a game called Tin Pin Alley. Did you ever play that before?
Yes.
Tin Pin Alley was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love some Tin Pin Alley. It was good, good and kooky.
You bringing that back?
Yeah, kooky, yeah.
That's a good word to bring back.
I like kooky.
Yeah.
Kooky.
Like kooky, Chris?
It hit me today. Little sidetrack here. This may be one of those internet memes, but I've never read it before, so don't judge me if it's not original. But it hit me. Why do we cook bacon and we bake cookies? Why is that?
That's a good question.
I mean, really?
You could bake your bacon.
Couldn't you call...
It's probably healthier if you bake it.
Shouldn't a cookie be a bakey? And some bacon be a cooking?
I don't know.
I don't know. Think about it.
Why do we park on the driveway and drive on a parkway?
I'm no longer saying cookies.
What's the deal?
From now on, they're bakeys. Don't you offer me a cookie.
You want a bakey?
I want a bakey. That's like a little kid, doesn't it?
You want a bakey,
hey, Adam?
Adam?
Don't you want your bakey?
Are you going to have some bakeys in a couple of weeks? You want me to bring some bakeys?
But it makes more sense, right? You bake those. You don't cook those. Which cooking is baking? Baking is not cooking. Well, I guess it is. Maybe it's a hand-in-hand word. But bacon is not baked. Well, some people bake bacon, but the proper American way is to sizzle it. You cook it.
That's true. Smell the sizzle.
Yeah.
And when you cook bacon,
I
say cook bacon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because you cook
For the
bacon.
record, I've got to make bacon.
You bake cookies.
I never make bacon with my shirt on. What?
It's dangerous.
Well, yeah, I know I've gotten scars from it, but
why not?
Because it's popping on your shirt. I've had shirts ruined. I've had two of my favorite shirts because cooking bacon it's a fun experience. So you put on your fun clothes for it, and when that happens,
which for you is just your underwear.
No, now it's no shirt because that bacon pop. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong.
You love the sting, don't you?
No, I don't.
You're a sicko.
No, I'm not. I just can't. So I have an apron now. I wear an apron.
With no shirt?
Yeah, with no shirt.
Have you started your website yet? Can we do a YouTube channel, just you bacon and just an apron with no shirt?
No, do you want to see that? I don't think you do. But
I know there's people that would.
So you can't wear it, but if you wear a shirt...
Bear fans are real, my friend.
If you cook bacon, it's going to have some bacon pop on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you fry the bacon, it's either your bare skin, and I've had, for a while, I've had month-long scars on my stomach because of the bacon grease.
And you didn't think the next time maybe I should wear a shirt?
No, because it ruins the shirt. The bacon grease pops on there, ruins the shirt.
Just wear like a ratty t-shirt that you don't care anything about.
So like a bacon shirt?
First of all, I've cooked bacon a lot.
You never had poppage?
I've never been, I mean, it's popped.
Yeah. I mean, every time
But I've never had
it.
clothes burned because of bacon.
Well, not burned, but maybe I'm not doing proper washing methods, but I feel like whenever there's a hot bacon grease on there, I've washed clothes and that stain won't go away. It's a good bacon grease stain.
What about when you make pork chops?
Not so much.
You wear a shirt for that?
Not so much. No, I don't. Just to be safe.
I know you don't. Because I got a text message the other day. Because you were settling into this new bachelor life. Ain't life grand? I think that's how you started it. What? What are you talking about? I'm sitting here baking pork chops in my underwear and watching whatever it was you were watching.
I forgot. What was I watching?
Mad Max Fury Road.
That's what it was. Yeah, Mad Max. Yeah.
I'm watching Mad Max and cooking pork chops in my underwear. Okay.
But it came from that because I didn't want to mess any clothes up.
So you cook naked?
Well, not naked. I've got a loincloth on.
You know when you get older.
Yeah.
And you start, like missing things. Like you're going to get senile. You're going to be sitting there naked, cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking naked with Adam. And you're going to pick up like a hot, greasy pan, and it's going to be bad. There's going to be third-degree burns. There's going to be skin grafts.
Somehow this is still Gamers Corner.
Gaming news.
No, we're still in gaming new releases. We're good. Yeah.
Speaking of Wii U,
okay,
this is video game related.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out.
Did you buy one finally?
I'm out.
You bought one, didn't you?
I'm looking around. I'm thinking,
I'm so proud of you.
Maybe it's time to pull the trigger and make a move on a new console.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you.
I didn't get out like Thanksgiving night or early Friday morning,
but
I was out around 7:00 Friday night.
Okay.
Everywhere I went, no Xbox One, no PS4, plenty of Wii U's.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
I was in Kohl's and they had put out these islands of the consoles.
Yeah.
PS4 was gone, Xbox One was gone, not one Wii U taken off the island.
Really?
They were all still there.
That's fate for you to buy one.
No. I have a Wii.
Yeah, you do.
I can play all the fun Wii games.
All three of them.
The sports game is fun.
Yeah, it's true. It's fun, yeah. Handball 16 came out for the PlayStation 4.
There's been 15?
Well, the year.
Oh, right.
It's 2015, so we're looking ahead.
Right.
Such as all the great sports games like NHL or FIFA or Madden.
Or WWE.
Now you have Handball 16 for the PS4 and Xbox One, so that's kind of cool. Batman Arkham Knight, the DLC known as Catwoman's Revenge, is out on the PS4 and Xbox One. I still haven't played this game yet.
I haven't either.
I don't know, and I own the console. That's my problem.
I have an excuse. I can't.
Well, I mean, I'm going to play it soon.
Though I did almost buy Lego Dimensions too.
Really?
Because GameStop had it for like $75.
Well, you're going to have an Xbox One or a PS4 soon, so wait until that happens. Yeah, just wait. Minecraft Story Mode Episode 3 came out this past week. It's called The Last Place You Look. If you're a fan of Minecraft or the Telltale games, this is the perfect combination of those two. Minecraft Story Mode. That's your favorite thing. A story mode to Minecraft. Because people like you, the haters and the naysayers of Minecraft are like, you know what? The game can't be good because there's no story. Well, now you have a story and 3 episodes of it. Now it's your time to play it.
Go play Minecraft.
Just Cause 3 came out. A very hyped up game for the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One. I forgot the actual numbers. Don't make me lie to you by saying a random number, but a very large, massive land is playable in this, one of the biggest ever. It's one of those where they say, it's bigger than Skyrim and Fallout 3 and blah, blah, blah combined. This is one of those games, Just Cause 3 has so much land mass to play around with, and it's a free, fun, sandbox game to play around.
That sounds like my kind of game.
It is, yeah.
I do love those games.
They're pretty fun. Last but not least, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege came out.
Is this going to be good?
I think so. It's been pretty hyped for a long time.
Yeah.
3 or so years ago, they had Rainbow Six Patriots was going to come out. Something happened along the way, be it political. In real life, things happened where
Tom Clancy died.
That was a big one as well. So that game never came out and kind of transitioned and evolved into Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Do you say siege or siege?
Siege.
I've heard both ways.
Siege.
With a j or a j.
I say siege.
I think they're both proper.
Siege.
Siege.
Siege. Siege. No, it's siege.
Oh.
That's how I say it.
You said
j.
J?
With the j sound, with the j sound on the end.
With a j. So at first you say siege.
I did say, I was seeing if that sounded right.
You changed it to the siege. Either way.
Well, I have a word like that. Is it Krampus or Krampus?
I think it's one of those things we've never heard it said before. We've always seen it written. We've always said Krampus because that's the way it looks. But now officially, as people speak of it and know more about it, they call it Krampus.
It's Krampus?
I think Krampus.
Okay.
It's like our Captain whatever from episode 7. Is it Phasma or Phasma?
We'll know soon.
Listen to a podcast recently. We're still in Gamers Corner, but listen to a podcast recently about a Star Wars coming up, episode 7. And this guy knew everything there was to know about that movie, except for the actual plot, and all Star Wars lore in general. And he kept saying Kylo Ren.
Instead of Kylo.
Yeah, he said Kylo.
Like yo?
Yeah, like Kylo Ren. Which could be taken as like a maybe, I don't know where you got that from, but he multiple times he said Kylo Ren. Weird, huh?
That is weird.
I hope if that's going to be a problem. I said Kylo Ren for 2 years now.
Yeah, me too.
That's going to be a problem.
It's like Han and Han.
Yeah.
And that is pronounced.
And Boba Baba.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm in the Boba.
Used to be a Baba guy.
Baba. No, I'm a Baba guy.
I'm Baba. I'm a Baba.
I'm Baba, not Bubba.
Bubba Fett. But there's never a Yoda. Yoda. Han, Luke is good. Leia. It's always Leia.
You should listen to the latest episode of Deadheads.
Why is
it's
that?
Not out yet.
Yeah.
It comes out this week.
I always listen to Deadheads.
Well, by the time this is out, it's out.
Okay.
But there's some Yoda talk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Do you bash Yoda? See, you put it in a spot where I couldn't find it so easily.
I can make fun of Yoda on a podcast about a show that Adam hates.
Yeah. But that is all we have for the gaming new releases.
It's not just me, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. All I'm saying is Brooklyn was on the show.
What? Oh, there's beef.
And so is producer Curtis.
There's beef to be out. Is it all 3 of you? Wow.
On that show, I kind of, I let everybody do their thing.
You brainwash them is what you do.
I just sit back and...
You brainwash them.
I'm sure I'm the conductor of that show.
The seed was planted, and they felt that they didn't agree. They would feel bad about it. It's what happened there.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's what happened.
We need to make JP feel good.
That's precisely what happened.
I hate Yoda, too.
Yeah, we hate Yoda. Who's Yoda? Well, you give me... That's all we have for gaming new releases. I do have some gaming news now, though. One little snippet of news.
See? Is this the same cup that I was using last time I did that?
You are so rusty. You almost spilled hot coffee all over your... This is why you wear a shirt when you're recording.
That's true.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad? This week's cup
Oh,
Jack Skellington.
Mr. Skellington.
Yeah, I think it was the Jack Skellington Cup I kept hitting on them last time.
Ba-ding, ba-ding. So right. Gaming news. Nice. Ooh, I like that. We have one snippet of gaming news, and it's so important. This is the only thing we should talk about this week in gaming news. Shaquille O'Neal is headed to the Game Awards, which is an actual gaming ceremony held by Jeff Keighley. Is headed to the Game Awards this Thursday. He has an announcement to make about Shaq-FU Part 2.
Really?
Yeah. How cool is that? We talked about, they kind of teased that last year. They had a Kickstarter for it. I think it may not have gotten backed. But the love and the desire for this game and this revolution of gaming is so strong, someone came out. Maybe Trump, this nation's golden standard, sees what sees what we need.
What nation are you living in, first of all?
Everything I've said in the past 30 seconds is an ultimate lie, but it makes it funnier.
Right.
Maybe he sees how much this country needs Shaq-FU 2, and out of his, his very generous pockets, he gave money to fund Shaq-FU 2.
I'm going to build a wall.
Shaq-FU 2.
Bring you Shaq-FU 2. And we're going to go back to the moon.
Yeah, China.
And then he just starts saying random stuff.
Yeah.
China. Russia.
But what do you think about that, Shaq-FU 2?
I think stuff that I've seen Shaquille O'Neal on recently, this goes back. First of all, do you get hand cream? Do you get lotion when you buy the game?
Why?
Yeah, because he does that lotion commercial.
Does he do it? Oh.
I'm Shaq.
I thought that was going a different sexy route.
And I get dry skin.
I thought that was going for a masturbation joke.
No.
I didn't know where it was going, but whenever you talk about gamers and lotion.
So if we were doing word association game, I say lotion, you say
masturbation. I mean, it's only fair.
Okay.
What?
Now I really have to rethink putting lotion in my hair. It just seems like Shaquille O'Neal has reached a point of desperation.
That's true. I mean,
he's doing whatever he can to stay relevant.
He was at the top of the top for a while. Had his own candy bar. Had a Big Slam Pepsi. Nick Nolte Blue Chips. Then he went.
True.
Then he went the Steel route.
Don't forget Steel. Yeah.
The Shazam route.
Ah, Shazam.
Things were just rough for a while. Things were bad.
Yeah, because I saw him in a sketch the other night. What?
Did you ever see last year whenever he tripped on the Sports Center?
Yes. That's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Whenever you have size 22 shoes and you trip, that's funny.
He tripped coming out. He was on Jimmy Fallon a few weeks ago, and he tripped coming out.
That's great.
Yeah. I think he's losing coordination.
Well, it's the first thing to go.
There's a lot of information that has to travel a long way.
I'm sure,
body.
yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, but he was doing the Fallon phone booth thing where they squeeze him in. Have you seen that?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So, no, I'm not excited for Shaq-FU 2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Not at all, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so that's all I have for gaming news this week.
And what's funny is it's Shaq-FU.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not like Shaq-Fu, all one word.
When I bought my, don't make fun of me. I go and I forget exactly what year, mid-90s we'll say, for my Sega Genesis on launch day. I go to buy Shaq-Fu from Babbage's.
Was it a launch title?
No, well, launch day of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on launch of the game. I go there, and if you get it on launch day, you got a special Shaq Diesel compact disc as well. So I had all Shaq Diesel, which was his rap name.
Oh, I forgot his rap album.
Yeah, Shaq Diesel. So I had a Shaq Diesel album that came along with Shaq-Fu, and so I went home on the release of Shaq-Fu, put in the game, cranked that volume up, put in my Shaq-Fu CD in the CD player, cranked that volume up. I was just immersed in the jellies of Shaquille O'Neal. And it was a terrible experience. It was not good. The album was terrible. The game was terrible. I hated my Shaq life.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I think I may have had a Big Slam and a Shaq candy bar. I'm serious. I was immersed.
Because you love Shaquille O'Neal.
I love Shaq. He was my, you try to, much like pro wrestling, we loved.
Which he did that also.
He did. We loved the days of a Hulk Hogan. We loved the days of a Stone Cold. And after that, we try to latch on. We see a Mr. Kennedy. Oh, he's the next coming.
Yeah.
We see a CM Punk. Oh, he's the next guy. And so Shaquille O'Neal was my Mr. Kennedy to the Michael Jordan Stone Cold Steve Austin. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
I think maybe 3 people listening to this may understand what I just said.
I totally understand what you're saying, though.
So I thought he was the next thing. And for about 6 months, he was my man. And then the real Shaq came out, and that wasn't my man. Was not my man.
But he does have cracked skin, and he does use lotion.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
people can use lotion all they want.
Let's talk about Creed.
Let's do it.
Because I want to spend some time on this.
Yeah.
Because I get the impression this is the most important film you've seen in quite some time.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So I'll just let you tell me about this movie. Sell me on this movie.
First off, I'm mad at myself for not giving more hype to it and being more hyped about it.
Well, we talked about it a lot.
We did, but we had kind of a trepidation when we talked about it. It was kind of a, here we go. The first time I saw the trailer, I think I was here with you right before we recorded, and the whole time I just had this sense of dread.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot, the trailer did, it reminded me of Rocky V, where it's no longer the focus on Rocky. He has a new apprentice, he's showing the ways, and we all know how Rocky V turned out. I think there's one person in the world I know who likes that movie for some reason, but no one else does.
It's my least favorite Rocky movie.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
Yeah, but it's not good.
Punch me and I'll sue.
Yeah, it's so bad. So I had the idea that it was going to be more like Rocky V than an actual Rocky movie. And this, more than a lot of the other sequels, encompasses the Rocky vibe and feel, even though Rocky's not the main character. I mean, it's about so much more than boxing, as all the good Rocky movies are. And just the writing, the cinematography is amazing. And in classic Rocky fashion, you have your main event, your actual fight. But in the uphill battle to become the main character we are at the end, you have to have some matches before that. So in Creed's first match, it's all one shot. I mean, it's at least a 5 or 6 minute shot. The whole boxing match never has one edit to it. I mean, there are close-ups in the boxers' faces, the gloves, they'll zoom into the ropes, to the crowd, to the referee, to the people in the corner, and it's all one fluid shot without any retakes.
So I read online that is one continuous shot, like Creed's first match.
My mouth is watching this in real time, and my mouth is open. I'm blown away. And tears were shed, man. Good, hearty tears were shed.
So in watching this, and try to take your bias out of it.
I will, yeah. And it's a week removed, so the newness has worn off.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
Could Sylvester Stallone get an Academy Award nomination?
I really think so.
Because what I've read online is...
I really think so.
Best Supporting Actor is not out of the question.
Once you see it, I mean, yeah. And do yourself, if you want to now, go on YouTube and just look up some Creed clips. They have some pretty lengthy clips on there.
Well, what separates this from previous Rocky movies is Sylvester Stallone didn't write it.
Didn't direct it.
He didn't direct it.
Basically just an actor at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sure, at points they had like, hey, what would he do? I'm sure and I'm sure they had,
Was he a producer on it at least?
I think he may have
been. He might have been a producer.
And I'm sure they had an actual script for him, but I'm sure if he wanted to do an ad-lib, they wouldn't say no to Stallone doing a Rocky ad-lib,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for the most part, he was not hands-off, but his hands weren't totally, wrapped around it.
Because it was, 2006 we got Rocky Balboa?
Right, yeah.
Wasn't that 2006?
Yeah, 16 years after Rocky V. Yeah.
It's been 9 years since a Rocky movie.
Yeah. And this is,
this isn't a Rocky movie. It's about Apollo's illegitimate son.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, Felicia Rashad is not the same actress that was Apollo's wife in the movies.
Well, she is Apollo Creed's wife. That was just a change in actors, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you this. So
she is the same character that you saw in Rocky IV.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the first 5 minutes, so not a spoiler. But what happens is he dies. Apollo Creed dies before Adonis, which is his son's name, was born. So long story short, he had an affair, extramarital affair with a different woman. While she is pregnant, Apollo Creed dies in the ring.
Right.
The wife, Apollo Creed's actual wife, later finds out about his infidelities, searches this boy down, finds out that his mother just died, and he's been living on the streets, going from foster home to foster home, getting in trouble in juvenile delinquency, and she decides at about the age of 8 or 10 or so to bring him in as her own because it is her, former loving husband's son. She finds him and takes him under her wing.
So what's the timeline of this movie? Does it happen today?
Yeah, the main story does, yeah. It's current.
So he would be roughly 30?
What's cool about this is, I did this math in my head. So in 1986 is whenever Apollo Creed dies in Rocky IV.
Right.
And so if he's born in 1986, Adonis he would be 29 years old right now. 29 years old is the exact same age Rocky was in Rocky I whenever he thought he was too old to start.
That was a big deal because he was supposed to be too old.
Yeah, he was 29 years old. And I was like, man, my head just exploded in all kinds of ways. Yeah.
Well, understand that there's a lot of references to previous Rocky movies.
Yeah. I mean, as far as
a lot of Easter eggs for Rocky fans.
Yeah, if you're a huge Rocky fan, if you've seen Rocky 1 at least a few times, you'll definitely pick up a lot of similarities. And it's meant for that. I mean, you can watch it, going in, watching it, totally oblivious and appreciate it. But if you're a Rocky fan, it means so much more. And I told you this off the mic, but I really hope I won't say I'll be surprised, but I hope I like Star Wars Episode 7 as much as I like Creed. If I do, that's a great year. It's been a long time since I've had one year with that many good movies in it.
So this is the best movie you've seen this year?
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I loved it. 10 out of 10. I'll give it a straight 10.
Better than... What was your favorite movie up to now?
Ooh. What came out this year that's even worth talking about?
You liked Ant-Man.
Yeah, that was all right. Age of Ultron was all right.
Yeah. Mad Max?
It was all right. Those are all eight-ishes.
That might have been one my... I shouldn't say that, but I'm sure I've seen something.
I can't think. I'm sure there are more to think about.
I know Mad Max was my favorite movie for a while.
Uh-huh.
Furry Road.
But yeah, I mean, Creed. 10 out of 10.
See it. Hashtag Creed.
Telling you. It's sad. We looked at the box office numbers for the release week, this past weekend. It was number 3 behind, what is that dinosaur movie? The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah.
It's
a Pixar movie.
And number 1 was
Hunger Games. I've seen Hunger Games.
Almost doubled the actual ticket intake of Creed.
Yeah. You see Creed. I've seen Hunger Games.
Nah.
and Spectre.
Yeah.
I went to the on my birthday. Me and my wife did like a double feature.
Nice.
So we went to we saw Hunger Games first, or Mockingjay Part 2, and then Spectre.
Nice.
I liked Hunger Games, though. I think those movies peaked with Hunger Games 2.
Really?
Whatever that second one was called.
Yeah.
Catching Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it peaked with that.
I think so.
Because the last couple have they're good, but I really liked that second one.
Yeah.
I thought Spectre was awesome.
Really?
I thought it was a fantastic James Bond movie.
I hear it's probably the best Daniel Craig one so far.
Skyfall.
Really?
Skyfall's still the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It was just, but the cool thing about all the Daniel Craig Bond movies is they all interconnect.
Really?
Whereas in previous Bond films, there would be references and, the characters were still the same, but it would never be, hey, you remember, when you fought Grace Jones in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, but the Daniel Craig movies are very much like that.
Uh-huh.
Like whatever happens in one movie is going to factor into another one.
Yeah.
So I really liked it.
Creed.
It's really good.
I want you to see Creed. I want to talk about it with you. Do it.
Oh, I will see it.
Tomorrow, matinee.
Am I going to cry?
I cried a lot. Like, I think if I were in the theater by myself,
yeah,
I'd be just a bubbly mess. But I was with people.
Because there's something about the Rocky movies that get me.
There's something, and this is, so I think Ryan Coogler is his name, the director of this, directed Fruitvale Station. He wrote the script for this. He's a producer. I mean, it's insane what he's done. I looked him up. He's 29 years old himself. You just wouldn't expect this guy at this young of age to be doing this kind of material. And it's insane. It's so well done. I kind of want to see Fruitvale Station now.
From what I understand, that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
And Michael B. Jordan, I mean, he actually has acting chops. He's not Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
It's a plus.
I'm really glad he got a good movie like Creed
to
cleanse the palate of the
and
Fantastic Four.
we should start doing boxing regimens. These guys, when they do boxing movies, like, they're legitimately ripped.
That's what I was explaining to Steph.
Insane.
Because they did like a Rocky marathon.
Yeah. When you see Rocky 3, the shape that Stallone is in,
he's beefier at the beginning of Rocky 3.
Yeah.
And because the whole thing is, because they even make the comment, he's like a middleweight.
Yeah.
By the time he fights Clubber Lang the second time, and his whole boxing style is different.
Yeah.
He boxes like Apollo.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, there is a lot more to Rocky movies than just on the surface, it's a Rocky movie.
Right, yeah.
I mean, when you get down and you see what he did physically to himself, and even in Rocky 4, he beefs up to fight, because, he thinks he's got to be stronger to take down Ivan Drago.
Right.
Drago!
Yeah, and people are hoping for like a Son of Drago in Creed Part 2 thing. I would love that so much. It won't happen, but I would love it. I would eat that up.
Yeah.
Because think about that.
Creed gets his revenge.
Drago killed his dad.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Or maybe he just hunts down Drago.
Yeah, yeah. Dolph Lundgren still has acting jobs.
I would like to see what Ivan Drago's doing 30 years later.
What about Brigitte Nielsen? Is she still around? His wife?
Yeah.
Or manager wife, whatever she was, the point.
But yeah, so I was explaining, like, you can see like differences in the progression of the Rocky character.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Rocky 2 is my favorite because, he gets the belt.
Same here, yeah. I mean, everything good.
And just the ending of that
marriage,
movie.
the kid, everything. And that speech, I've said it all the time, that speech by Mickey in the chapel.
Yeah.
Man, I want that just in my ears at all times.
Yeah. But the end of the fight in the first Rocky movie is pretty.
Oh, yeah. And that's what's so cool about the Rocky franchise is people, they haven't seen it, think it's about boxing. And it's just about
blah, blah, blah. Rocky always wins.
No, it's about half and half. His win-loss ratio is about 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. if you have to listen closely, the actual result of the first boxing match at the end of the first one isn't even that important because you have to listen closely to even hear who wins.
Yeah, it's just he went the distance with Apollo.
Yeah.
And he won.
A lot of people assume once that bell rings, they think he wins. He throws his hands in the air, the victorious music hits. The fact that he was able to go, toe-to-toe against the champion.
Yeah.
And you listen closely and, decided by decision is Apollo Creed. And he's in the
split
corner.
Decision.
Yeah. In the corner, he's still kind of celebrating. And at that point, Rocky loses, but you shouldn't care about that. Rocky went the whole distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in Rocky 2, that whole scene where Rocky goes to Apollo's hospital room and he opens the door. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Did you give me your best?"
Yeah. I'm telling there's like just thinking about it. I want to tell you so many good lines from Creed, but I won't do it. I'll let you feel it for the first time.
Really?
There were some lines that he gives in there in the ring, kind of like in the corner stuff, like the cut me Mick kind of things. But he says that, and you're just like, just hits you.
Yeah.
Right in the feel, right in the sternum.
And I love that, and I can't remember his name, but I love that Apollo's manager, who you saw through the first 2 movies, is he in this? He can't be in this.
His son's
his son is. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that actor is actually, I saw him the other day on something.
Really?
And it was weird. So he's still acting. I can't think of his name. But I love that Apollo's manager ends up becoming Rocky's manager.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. You'll see. There's so much stuff because you can think about. I mean, I won't spoil it. There have been clips. You've seen this and images, but you probably imagine what Adonis wears in the final match, the final boxing match. You probably.
I don't think he wears the Apollo trunks.
I told you for some reason I didn't think about it at all until that happened. Like you'll see.
Yeah.
His mom gives him a gift right before the final match, and he opens it up, and the music hits. And you're just like
Apollo did to Rocky in the third one.
Yep. You just kind of melt in your chair. Bam. Yeah, it's cool. It's good. Do it. I'm telling you, watch it right now. Watch Apollo. Well, I mean, watch Creed.
Let's go right now.
I'm down for it.
We're just going to skip the rest of the show.
Yeah. What is it about that? Is it the writing? Or
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Rocky movies, but I love them. They get me every time.
Honestly, I could almost care. I couldn't care less about boxing in general.
I'm not a big boxing fan.
And that's what's weird about it. That's why I was 20 years old before I watched any Rocky movie because from the outside looking in, you're like, it's a boxing movie,
Yeah.
How cool can that be? But I don't know if it's the writing or the acting or something's going on. I don't know.
The thing about the Rocky film, and especially, and I know we've talked a lot about this, and we are going to move on eventually.
Okay.
The first Rocky movie, it came out in what, 76?
Or maybe 76 or 77, one of the two.
Yeah.
Maybe 76 because Star Wars is 77.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and there's the whole bicentennial stuff that's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
With Apollo at the end.
Yeah.
So it coming out in 76, that was right in the middle of a time in cinema when if you wanted to go for drama, you tried to make it as real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And even today, there's very few dramatic scenes that sell me today because it's totally overacted. I mean, in that Rocky movie, though, and the scene that I'm thinking about the most is when Paulie comes in drunk.
Mm.
And, and Rocky and Adrian are sitting there in his house watching his TV. Mm. And Paulie comes in, he's drunk, and he's got the Christmas wreath, and he throws the Christmas wreath. And there's a little overacting into it because he takes a baseball bat to all the good china.
Yeah.
But the dialogue between Adrian and Paulie, it's like edge of your seat, like mom and dad fighting drama.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's awkward to watch, but I mean, that situation would be in real life. It'd be awkward to watch. Yeah.
Exactly. And you don't get that a lot in films today because when they do a scene like that, they take it way over the top. And and I love the fact that Rocky doesn't get involved. Like he just sits back and watches this. And then once he feels like he needs to step in, he does, knowing that he could just take Paulie out with one punch.
Right, yeah.
To the chin.
Yeah.
So,
and the Paulie stuff too. There's Paulie reference.
I know. I already know.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
I've seen his name on a stone.
And there are points, I mean, kind of a call back to Rocky Balboa. I mean, we've seen that. I mean, he goes to the gravestone you see in the trailer, pulls a chair out of the tree and sits down and talks to them about what's going on for about 5 minutes.
Oh, because he did that in Rocky Balboa.
That's tough, man. That's a tough spot. Is
Paulie buried right next to Adrian?
Right next.
I'm going to cry.
Right next. And so he's having, you gave yourself a spoiler kind of what happened or what's happening to Rocky.
Yeah.
And so once he finds that out, he goes there and talks to them about what's going to happen and what's going on with the kid and stuff. It's, ooh. I'm telling you.
We got to move on.
Yeah, but check it out. As much as we make it seem very sad and tearful, it's joyous tears as well.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about the Rocky. I mean, I feel happy for Rocky. I'm so happy for him at the end. Every time I watch it, too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So I sent you a text a couple of weeks ago, and I asked you, there was a group of bears in the 80s through the 90s. They had books that taught moral lessons. They had cartoon specials, and they even had a series on PBS.
Yeah.
They were called the...
Well, a few minutes ago, I think I said they were the Berenstain Bears, but I always said Berenstain Bears. I always said Berenstain.
Always said Berenstain.
And, of course, there's a spelling to that, And you asked me, without Googling, I didn't do any Google searches. I gave you a spelling through the text message as clearly as I could have. And I, without a shadow of a doubt, knew that was right.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it, too.
Yeah.
It is actually the Berenstain Bears. But how you spell Berenstain Bears could be proof of a parallel universe.
This is so fast. When you hear this, you're going to think we're crazy, but it's very fascinating and actually a good read.
Yeah, this comes from the AV Club. And an innocent comment left on a post about parallel universes, the first pulled by the guy who wrote this article. He got dragged into the internet's strangest theories. It involves the Berenstain or Berenstain Bears, a loving family of bears who taught children life lessons via hundreds of picture books and 2 TV shows. But the problem is they aren't the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears. They are the Berenstain Bears. But there's a startling number of people vividly remembering the name as Berenstain. Berenstain or Berenstain.
Everyone. I mean, I've done this test many times. People at work, people I know, and every time they not only say Steen or Stein, they spell it with an E.
Yeah.
100% of the time. Like no one is spelled with an A yet.
Right.
Not one person. Not one.
No.
Not one.
But it is Berenstain.
Not one person.
So the theory is, at some point in the last 10 years or so, reality has been tampered with and history has been changed. The bears really were called the Berenstain Bears when we were growing up, but now reality has been altered so that the name of the bears has been changed to Berenstain.
It makes sense.
Somehow we have undergone a change in all 4 dimensions that we moved to the Stain era. Where so we have counterparts in a parallel universe that are just as surprised that everybody are now calling them the Berenstain or Berenstain Bears.
Right, yeah.
Because they grew up with them as the Berenstain Bears.
Right.
So basically the Bears switched universes.
Got swapped somewhere along the way.
Anyone who remembers, and I remember growing up and it being spelled Stein.
Yes. Yeah, clearly. It's clear as day.
We are from a parallel universe.
No questions asked. I mean, everybody I ask, 100% of people, I make them get a pen and paper and write this down, and they always write Stein every time without fail.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
There is something going on. Another theory posts that a time traveler sent back to stop the Y2K disaster inadvertently meddled with the Berenstain Bear name in the process. But scientists, the guy who wrote this, rejects this theory because time travel doesn't actually work that way.
Oh.
Well, okay. Well, now we know.
My bad.
But let me ask you a few things, too. So, how do you remember Nelson Mandela dying? Did you research this far?
I did. See, I remember, I was trying to think more about that. I'm not as clear on that, to be honest.
See, I have memories of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the late 1980s, early 1990s.
Right. But in actuality,
he was released from prison. Mm-hmm. And I know this, that he was, eventually the president of South Africa.
Yeah.
Or prime minister, whatever the term is. But he was the leader of South Africa. He didn't die in prison.
Right.
But I remember him dying in prison.
I've heard this Berenstain Bear theory referred to as the Mandela theory. Whenever your brain does this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You believe it so much that there's no way, the shadow of a doubt, that it could be false otherwise.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
When do you remember the...
Are there more?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When do you remember the space shuttle disaster happening? The first one.
As far as the Challenger?
Yeah. What year do you remember that happening in?
I thought 84, yeah.
No. Wow. See, I remember 1987.
Really?
but it happened in 1986. Or maybe I remember 1986 and happened in 1987.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So people, it's another one of those.
That's another one of those.
Wait, 86 does... What year was it actually?
January 28th, 1986.
Really?
But I remember like 1987, maybe? Like thinking it was 1987?
Yeah.
51 or 52 states.
Is the actual... Now I feel like I'm...
That's a trick question.
Yeah, were we talking territories? Are we talking...
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember a couple of weeks ago on the show?
Yeah.
When we were talking about like... and this didn't air on the show because I took it out because I thought I sounded like an idiot. Because we were talking about how we gained Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like we now have Louisiana in the fold. That was the last holdout state.
Right.
And I was like, now we're in all 52 states.
Yeah.
Like when I was listening back, putting the show together, I said all 52 states.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a trick. It's a trick question, right?
I mean, there's only 50.
Yeah.
But Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico.
Right.
Maybe
I'm saying territory, yeah.
Maybe I come from a time where Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico were made states. Somewhere in the back of my head, I was thinking 52.
Well, they're not states necessarily. They're territories.
They're territories.
Yeah.
Well, there's other territories too.
Right.
But those are the two. Like people think if there were ever to be
two extras,
yeah. It would be Puerto Rico, Washington.
So when you
DC.
said that, you meant well.
When I said 52 states,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think because I come from a time where there's 52 states.
Yeah.
It was like a repressed memory.
So in the future, it is the Berenstain Bears.
Maybe. No. In the past, it was the Berenstain Bears. At some point, the idea is, theory is...
Right. In the past.
That if you remember the Berenstain or Berenstain Bears, then you were in a certain timeline.
Right.
Something disrupted that timeline, and we found ourselves here.
But your 52 states theory says you're from the future. Because that never did happen yet, unless it's a different timeline.
Right, exactly. But in my timeline, maybe also in that timeline, there's 52 states.
Oh, I gotcha.
And it depends on when it happened. Because I feel like that I jumped... this is so ridiculous. I feel like that maybe I jumped timelines somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I do remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison.
Really? Like you really do?
I really do.
Wow.
I think. Or I could have just read that and said, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Curious George, tail or no tail?
Oh, wow. That's tricky. I mean, I don't actually know, but being a monkey, he needs a tail, right?
He's never had a tail.
What?
So if you remember Curious George having a tail.
Yeah, he's a monkey.
Then maybe in your timeline, he did have a tail. Okay, in Snow White, did the evil queen say mirror, mirror, or magic mirror?
I clearly remember mirror, mirror, but by me saying that makes me think it's got to be magic mirror. But I'm going to say mirror, mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah, totally.
It's magic mirror.
No. What kind of timeline is that?
It says in this reality, it seems to be the latter. In the reality we're in now, she says magic mirror.
What?
But I remember mirror, mirror on the wall.
That's what everyone repeats, yeah.
Who is it? Who's the fairest of them all, or who's the fairest one of all?
I thought who's the fairest of them all.
I thought so too. It doesn't say. It doesn't have the answer.
Oh, okay.
In Gremlins, do you remember the bad, the mean gremlin?
Yeah.
Is it Spike or Stripe?
I always said Spike.
It is Spike.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did someone say Strike?
But some people say
different timelines.
Some people say it was always the only reliable sources say it was always Stripe, not Spike. But apparently some people remember a Gremlins film where the main bad gremlin was called
Stripe.
Oh,
that's not so menacing as Spike. This is almost like trivia, but if you get it wrong, you're from a different timeline. I like it. You're always a winner.
Here's the one
Everyone wins in this trivia.
Yeah, everybody wins. Reba McEntire.
Oh, good.
McIntyre or McIntyre, McEntire.
Well, I'm an amazing speller, so she is definitely with an E. McEntire.
I have to go to her official website. It just has a link to her official. Oh, and of course on her website she's only referred to as Reba.
What kind of clickbait is that?
I know.
Is that a Reba McEntire ad she put on that website?
Oh no, it's McEntire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But only because I'm
a huge Reba McEntire fan. Let's see. There's a couple more here. Forrest Gump is the famous line, Life is like a box of chocolates or life was like a box of chocolates?
I'm pretty sure it's life is like a box of chocolates.
Life was like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates.
He's not dead. He's still there on the bench.
Hey, I'm just going by this website. It's not like I've really looked all this stuff up.
Man.
Let's see. Some people have memories related to Freddie Perez Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar having a child around 2003 or 2004.
What happened to that kid?
The kid doesn't exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They never had a kid.
Wow.
At least not in 2003 or 2004, according to this website. I'm getting all this from MandelaEffect.com.
Your most reliable source on Mandela theories today.
MandelaEffect.com. There's also a great link on here about odd noises being heard around the country. We should click on that and do that next week.
It's the new Adams Go segment.
Some people remember Neil Armstrong dying in 2013, not 2012.
Can't remember what year.
Is it McDonald's or McDonald's? I think that's just a Southern thing.
Yeah, that's a Southern thing for sure.
Some remember Muammar Gaddafi actually dying in the 80s.
No, I clearly remember the Gaddafi.
Yeah, Gaddafi. Thanksgiving. And this is one of them that I think, like when I was growing up.
Are you from this timeline? A different one?
I think I come from a timeline where Thanksgiving was the third Thursday of November.
Isn't that the Alabama and UT football game?
Maybe.
That's the third Saturday. That's what it is.
But it's always the fourth Thursday of November.
Huh.
But I remember.
And back in my day.
Because, I don't know. Because, my birthday is on the 21st. And you would think that if. My birthday can never fall on Thanksgiving. But it can be the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
Or the day after Thanksgiving. Which means it could be the 22nd.
Why couldn't it be on Thanksgiving?
It just can never fall on Thanksgiving. There's math involved, and I don't know.
Really?
But my birthday can never be on Thanksgiving.
Ever.
It can be the day before Thanksgiving, and it can be the day after Thanksgiving. But it can't be on Thanksgiving.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. My birthday's never been on Thanksgiving.
That's crazy.
And I've done this
a few years.
Few decades. It's never been on Thanksgiving.
Wow. Huh.
And the last one, you remember the Tiananmen Square? When the students uprose in China, back in the 80s, some people remember the boy actually getting run over by the tank.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
So there you go.
Wow.
Is it Berenstain?
Berenstain.
Is it Berenstain?
Berenstain?
No, it's Berenstain.
No.
It is Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain all day.
But I chalk that up
nasty.
to regional pronunciation, the reality of it.
But the actual spelling, we clearly remember the spelling.
I think I remember the Stein or Steen spelling as well. But, we were kids.
I'm curious what the northern crowd says. Because everyone I've asked, of course, has been in Tennessee.
Right.
Everyone we speak to has been in Tennessee. What is the northern crowd? You Bostonites.
Let us know.
You Wisconsinites.
How did you spell it? How did you say it?
You whateverites.
So, you hear me opening something?
Do it.
So, one of my birthday gifts for my wife was, you know how you guys do your little digital card collecting?
Yeah, I'm aware.
She got me actual cards.
Ugh, old school
Star Wars cards.
Is there bubble gum in here?
Oh.
If so, will you eat it?
And apparently...
Can I feel it? I haven't felt an actual Star Wars card in a long time. Ooh.
Whose card is that? What card is that?
It's a Han Solo.
Oh, you know what? I think these are from The Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to open them up and we're going to see what Star Wars cards I have.
This feels fun.
I'll do this quickly. I promise. I know. Yeah. It's nice, isn't it?
You can feel it and touch it.
Oh, there's a BB-8.
Oh, nice. Look at her.
Oh, these are all the Star Wars movies. Yoda's Great Power.
Oh.
There's one from Dagobah.
He has the greatest power of all. They go by real fast if you sleep all day.
What? Do you have here's one that's Obi-Wan, like young Obi-Wan.
Oh, nice. When he was more powerful than his Jedi Master, no big deal.
Oh, here's a cloth sticker. And it's Kylo Ren.
What? Is it like from his cape or something?
Feel that. Put it up against your cheek.
Is that Kylo Ren's? Is that Kylo Ren's cape?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, look. Here's a Chewie card, but it's actually a sticker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And this one's called Rise of Vader. That's fun. I think that's from
that's
that last crappy Star Wars movie. No. That is right before he said no, isn't it?
Yep.
When he finds out that Padme's dead.
Yeah.
Here's Kylo Ren, Dark Warrior. This is from look at that. It's even got the picture you can put together on the back.
Oh, nice.
Like a puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here, this one's from the first one. It's called A Great Disturbance. It's old Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker.
Nice.
Here's Princess Leia Organa. Man, that's a fun one. Oh. Here's Captain Phasma.
Ooh. Oh, that's a nice one.
It's the Power of the First Order. This is the collect. This is collect
that's
all
sweet.
8.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Oh, I like that.
Oh, this one's fun. It's from the. It's like all the models that they used.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Duel in the Senate. Oh, it's Yodi one. No,
Yodi-wan.
Yoda and the Emperor. Palpatine. That's Palpatine, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
You kind of forget how short little Yoda's lightsaber was.
Well, he was a Muppet.
It's like a light dagger.
I love Muppets.
He was a Muppet.
Is he a Muppet or a man? All right, let me go through my list here.
Yeah.
We talked about the Berenstain Bears.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Civil Wars.
Yeah, we did.
Talked about Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about Spectre. Talked about Hunger Games. Talked about Creed. We started the show talking about the Batman versus Superman trailer.
Talked about bakies and cookins.
We did talk about bakies.
And cookins.
You know, there's a super secret Star Wars party that we're going to.
That's true, there is.
Should I take some bakies?
You should take some bakies.
What if I bake some cookies with bacon in it?
There is going to be Yoda Punch.
What's in the Yoda Punch?
You'll see.
Is it spiked?
No, it starts at 8 a.m.
So you and I are going to start watching Star Wars movies at 8 a.m.
Yeah, you have to. It's a 15-hour experience from 8 a.m. until 11 p.m. You have to. I mean, you just got to start sometime.
Is there any chance we could get like a poker game going?
If you want, but shouldn't the focus be on the Star Wars?
Well, I mean, I don't want to, be a rude guest to our friend.
Yeah.
But I would feel a lot better if there's like a poker game going on.
Yeah, you can do a poker
like
game.
an all-day poker game going on in the corner.
If you bring a set of Star Wars poker cards, I'm sure that could happen.
I'll make it happen.
Okay.
Put some money on it? No.
Yeah.
That's not legal.
That's not legal at all.
Is that legal?
I think if you lose, you have to put on like Yoda ears.
Okay.
Whoever goes out, you
pretty
put them
confident.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to wear a Yoda hat.
Yeah.
I love Yoda. I break for Yoda. The last thing, and just briefly, because I know you're a Universal Monsters fan.
Right, yeah. Who isn't?
So what's your feelings on Tom Cruise signing a deal, or it's rumored that he signed a deal?
For the record, this is news to me, what you're going to say.
To be in a reboot of The Mummy.
Really?
Yeah.
And
he'll be in The Mummy. I don't know who he's going to be. I don't think he'll be The Mummy.
Yeah.
But maybe he'd be like a Brendan Fraser character.
So be it. I won't see that.
Yeah. But they're gonna do the Universal Monster franchise.
It makes sense. They've brought it all back.
The Universal Monster Universe is coming.
Really?
The UMU.
So is that brand new? Is it a continuation? Because to me, the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro counts. That's pretty close.
No, I think it's they're going to start fresh.
Really? That was pretty close to me.
Because everybody wants a universe.
Right.
It's going to be the Universal Monsters universe. There's even talk of bringing Godzilla and King Kong together.
Oh, yes. Give it to me.
To do a Godzilla King Kong movie.
That'd be nice.
And there's something up with that King Kong movie, because I guarantee you, if Universal didn't think they had something huge with King Kong coming up with Skull Island, they would not be working on an entire area in the Florida park to make it look like Skull Island.
Yeah.
And they are. I saw it last summer.
10 years after the last King Kong movie came out,
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
So,
yeah.
But isn't there a new King Kong movie
coming out? Yeah, I think
out?
there is one coming out soon.
Isn't it called Skull Island?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that tied into the old? I mean, there's been so many that may have the most reboots of any franchise I can think of.
That's true.
Think about that.
Like every 40 years.
Yeah, it just happens.
The 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40s, 70s.
And 2005-ish, and then, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so we go, it's the fourth reboot.
Is there was no King Kong movie in the 80s?
I don't think so. I think we went from the Jeff Bridges to that, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I liked the 70s King Kong movie.
But to be fair, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series has a lot of reboots as well.
That's
true. A lot. We have a new one coming up in the spring here.
Who's directing that one?
I can't remember.
I was reading something about Toby Hooper the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Is he still around?
He's alive.
It was something like he did something that I didn't realize. He directed a movie I didn't realize he had directed.
Huh.
I'll research that and bring it up next week.
Do it.
Have you watched any more of Ash versus Evil Dead?
I haven't had a chance to, no. What do you think?
It's good.
Really? It's staying good?
It's good, but there's definitely something magical about that first episode.
Oh, really?
Because that's the only one Sam Raimi directed, and you can tell.
Oh.
you can tell that Sam Raimi directed that episode and hasn't directed anything after that.
Oh, man.
Isn't that weird?
That's sad.
Same actors, same story.
Yeah.
Progressing nicely, good, but there's just something about Sam Raimi having, like directing that first episode.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Well, I'm sure that being their first one back, I mean, with Bruce Campbell and Sam, they're back together again. I'm sure they were just firing on all cylinders for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's only 30 mints too, which is kind of a bummer. So it's only like 27 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. But still, I mean, it's still a lengthy movie.
It's 25 minutes of Ash every week,
right? Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
I will take that.
Do you have anything else?
I think that's it.
Anything Star Wars you want to get off your chest?
No. We only have, 2 more shows until we can actually talk about what happened in Episode 7.
I know.
And for the record, when Episode 7 hits, it's spoiler time.
Yeah.
You've had enough time. If
That's
you
right.
listen to this and you don't want to see that as soon as we do, that's your own problem.
I don't want to hear, J. Patrick spoils everything. You know I do. So, but yet you continue to listen.
And it's
and
Episode
I appreciate
7.
it. And I love you. And I'll come wash your car.
And as Episode 7 goes, I mean, if we don't spoil it for you, someone else will.
That's true. We will spoil it. We'll tell you.
It's going to happen.
Here's another spoiler.
But it deserves to be talked about. Don't do it. No, don't do it.
Here you go.
Don't do it.
Jon Snow's not dead.
Don't do it. Is he not?
And neither is Glenn.
Don't do that.
Check us out online, adamandjp.com.
Always on Facebook at facebook.com/AdamandJP. And don't forget Twitter and the Instagram at AdamandJP.
I'm J. Patrick. That's Adam.
This is the Adam and JP Show.
Face Sealer.
This has been a production of the Adam and JP family of on-demand talk radio.
AdamandJP.com.
Right now.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.